Everybody's got trauma. We've all lived through things that were out of our control, things that left scars, stories, and sometimes silence. But here's the truth most people miss. This isn't your breaking point. It's your building point. You've carried the story long enough. Now you get to write the comeback. This is your moment. We talk a lot about trauma like it's a life sentence, like it's our identity. But most trauma isn't about just what happened. It's about the emotional weight we still carry from what happened. Here's the science. Your nervous system is designed to protect you, not to understand timelines. So when something painful happens and doesn't get processed, your body remembers it as now, even if it happened 5, 10, 25 years ago. That's why a smell, a tone of voice, or a certain environment can send you spiraling, because part of your brain thinks you're back there again. But here's the unlock. You aren't the same person. The part of you that survived it is stronger now. You've got tools, you've got awareness, and most importantly, you've got a choice. You can keep rehearsing the story that keeps you stuck, or you can start writing a new one. One decision at a time. You made choices back then based on the resources you had, the energy, the beliefs, the understanding, the maturity. And even if some of those choices hurt you, they weren't made to hurt you. They were made to survive. And now you're here, still standing, still growing. That proves something powerful. You are not a fixed version of who you were. Neuroscience calls this neuroplasticity, your brain's ability to rewire itself based on new thoughts, new actions, and new emotions, which means you don't have to keep living from a version of you that no longer exists. You are not the pain. You are the person walking out of it. Let's talk about that gut punch moment, the one that shows up out of nowhere. Maybe it's a sound, a comment, or a memory. And then suddenly your chest tightens, your thoughts race, and your emotions spike. That's a trigger. It's not a sign that you're weak, and it's not something to avoid. It's your brain's way of saying, hey, there's still something here that needs attention. Think of a trigger as a flashlight. It's lighting up a corner of your inner world that's still in pain, that's still unresolved. So how do we face it? Well, you have to pause and feel what's happening in your body without judging it. Don't run from it. Just notice it. Breathe. This activates your parasympathetic nervous system, your brain's calm down system. And then next, you have to get curious, not critical. Ask, what does this remind me of? Where have I felt this before? You're not looking for blame. You're looking for patterns. And then we have to reframe the message. Instead of saying, this means I'm broken, try, this is a sign I'm healing. Triggers lose their power when you meet them with presence instead of panic. Neuroscience shows us that when you re-experience a painful emotion and then you pair it with a new response, you literally rewire that emotional memory. You create a new pathway, one that says, I can feel this and still move forward. So let's be honest. No one watches a movie where everything goes right. We crave stories where the hero gets knocked down and then rises again. That's because struggle is the soil where strength grows. You are the main character of your story. And like any great story, there has to be a plot twist, a turning point that demands more from you than you thought you had. Let that be your mission. Let the obstacles be the tension that reveals who you really are. Here's what's wild. When your nervous system feels stressed, your brain is scanning for threat. But that same stress also releases the chemical your brain uses to stay sharp under stress, a chemical that sharpens focus and makes learning stick. That means the hardest parts of your story can become the most transformative if you stay in the game. So when life gets messy, chaotic, or uncertain, remember, you're not off track. You're in Act 2. And Act 2 is where transformation lives. We have to realize that some pain cuts deeper than emotion. It shatters your sense of fairness. It makes you question everything. That's spiritual pain. And while most people run from it, suppress it, or distract themselves, the truth is, going through it consciously builds something stronger than confidence. It builds spiritual muscle. Maybe your world broke apart. Maybe you lost someone who was your world. Maybe you faced pain no one else could see. And you're still here, not out of obligation, but out of resilience. It's not about getting over it. It's about growing through it. And that growth doesn't make you harder. It makes you deeper, more grounded, more awake. Your nervous system becomes more resilient. Your beliefs get clearer. Your sense of purpose becomes undeniable. You don't act based on facts. You act based on the meaning of those facts. Your beliefs create emotions, and emotions drive actions, and actions create your future. So if you want to feel different, you got to think different. You want a different future? Then don't just wish for it. Build it brick by brick with new beliefs, because every belief you hold becomes a lens for how you see the world and how you act in it. Try these here. This is here to grow me. Instead of asking, why is this happening to me? Ask, what is this trying to teach me? Growth doesn't always feel good, but it always makes you stronger. Neuroscience tells us new challenges stimulate neuroplasticity, your brain's ability to grow from comfort. I'm not broken. I'm rebuilding. You're not starting from scratch. You're starting from experience. Rebuilding isn't a weakness. It's wisdom in motion. When you tell your brain you're in progress, not in pieces, you generate hope, and hope is fuel. This challenge is showing me strength. When things feel heavy, it's because you're lifting more. Just like in the gym, resistance is a sign of progress, not failure. Cortisol may spike in tough moments, but how you interpret the stress determines whether you spiral or strengthen. You need to say these out loud, say them often. The more you believe them, the more your brain will work to make them true. No more shrinking. No more repeating the same story that keeps you small. You are not your trauma. You are the architect, the author, the meaning maker. This moment, it's not random. It's a call to rise, to rewire, to reclaim your power. This is your moment, and this is mine, Hackrs. Let's go.